the 9th of September. Welcome to the program tonight. My name is Brian Amwai. This is Lookuptv. Tonight on Lookuptv.
Ili tuhakikishe ya kwamba kila Mkenya anaweza kulipa gharama ya NHIF, na wale ambao hawana uwezo ya kulipa NHIF sisi tutawalipia kama serikali.
President William RUTO urges Parliament to support the National Health Insurance Bill as he promises health reforms. Also tonight, more than 1,000 people confirmed dead, over 600 injured in a fatal earthquake in Morocco. A cyclist hits the road from Nakuru to Malindi to raise mental health awareness. Alright, you can be part of the program tonight by engaging us on our socials. At Amoy Brand on Twitter, at Lookuptv. Across Facebook, it is at Lookuptv. And on YouTube. So be sure to send your feedback. We'll be able to sample some of it as we continue with the program tonight. We start the bulletin. Now, as concerns continue to grow over the proposed health bill for the new National Health Insurance Scheme, President William Ruto now says the draft bill is ready and will be tabled next week in Parliament for debate. Now, the head of state was urged, or rather has urged the lawmakers to support the bill, which he says will bring radical changes to the current NHIF scheme, and Kenyans from all walks of life have access to quality universal healthcare. Now, if the bill is passed, employed Kenyans will be required to pay 2.75% of their salary towards financing for the kitty.
President William Ruto, accompanied by his Deputy Rigathi Gachagua and UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala, toured Nyeri County to open new UDA party's offices. During this visit, the head of state says the controversial health insurance bill that has received opposition from a section of Kenyans will be tabled in Parliament next week for debate.
Ili tuhakikishe ya kwamba kila Mkenya anaweza kulipa gharama ya NHIF, na wale ambao hawana uwezo ya kulipa NHIF sisi tutawalipia kama serikali. Tumekubaliana jameni, watu wa Nyeri? Na hiyo ndio sheria tunapeleka bunge kuibadilisha. Tumeifanyia kazi kwa miezi 8. Tumefanya mikutano karibu 20 ya kupanga mambo ya universal health coverage.
The bill, which introduces radical changes to the National Health Insurance Fund NHIF, will see every employed Kenyan cough up 2.75% of their salary in the new funding proposals. Already, the Association of Employers has raised its concern with this proposal, saying it will be a huge burden to them in the face of hard business environment. But President Ruto is adamant the bill took in consideration key factors and will be crucial in ensuring Kenyans have access to quality healthcare.
Na mimi nataka nishukuru wadau wote, wakiwemo wabunge wetu wa kamati ya health na wale kamati ya health ya Senate. Tumekubaliana na wao hiyo program vile itaendelea, kwa sababu Waswahili wanasema ahadi ni nini? Na dawa ya deni ni kulipa.
The head of state has urged members of the National Assembly to support the bill when it is tabled for debate next week.
Sasa huyo mbunge wenu ataenda kweli kurudi nyuma? Si aenda apitishe vile tulikubaliana na nyinyi? Mimi napeleka bunge next week. Sasa wewe mheshimiwa ujipange. Usipopitisha vile sisi na hao wananchi tulikubaliana, tutakutana na wewe. Ama namna gani? Na wale wabunge wote.
During the visit, President Ruto, his deputy and UDA party secretary General Cleophas Malala opened new UDA offices as they continue to strengthen the party at grassroots level.
All members of UDA, wherever you are, there will be elections in December. We are going to announce the timetable for the elections in December so that we can build the party as an institution of governance. And we want to make sure that the leadership of the party is determined by the membership of the party.
Tunaenda kuacha vitabu hapa, tuhakikishe imeenda katika kila kijiji. Umejiandikisha kama mpiga kura na uwe pia mwanachama wa UDA. Mimi nataka kuhakikishia tunaenda kujenga UDA iwe chama kubwa kabisa. Ikifika 2027 rais, wewe ni kuweka picha yako kwa ballot na unarudi State House unakaa, wewe unapita unaenda asubuhi kabisa.
President Ruto also launched several road construction projects in Kieni to ease transport and open the area economically. Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
All right, now Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has called on the Mount Kenya region to unison to push to have Kieni constituency divided into two. Now this comes as IEBC embarks on the review of constituency and ward boundaries. Now speaking during a Thanksgiving service for Energy PS Alex Oshira at Irigadadi Primary School in Kieni, the Deputy President reiterated that the Rift Valley and the Mount Kenya region should not have divided opinions during the exercise. Now, according to the Constitution, IEBC is required to demarcate the boundaries every 8 to 12 years and not later than 12 years. The next review of the boundaries of constituencies and wards must be undertaken and concluded by March 2024. Right. Moving on, transport activities came to a halt in Samburu earlier today after River Loikas burst its banks, causing floods. Now, following the El Nino rains, now stranded residents are now calling on the government to reconstruct the bridge that connects the school to their homes. Werimo Sike now reports.
As the rainy season begins in the country, Samburu County has been adversely affected by the El Nino rains that have caused River Loikas to burst its banks due to heavy flooding. This flooding situation in Samburu has caused havoc in the area, leading to collapsing of a bridge that has incapacitated traveling and movement of students from school to their homes. The residents have decried disturbance on the education calendar as students have been stranded in schools due to the fallen bridge.
Nilikuja kwa sababu ya kupeleka watoto shule. Mvua imefurika. Alafu watoto wetu tunakosa hata namna communicate na watoto kwa station, kwa bus. Watoto wamevungia ng'ambo na hakuna namna utaingia kwa bus kusafiri. So naomba tafadhali bwana gavana, ya daraja iwe juu ndio watoto wawe safe.
Sisi ni hizi daraja, watoto wanaumia, hakuna kufuka shule ya Loikas, watoto waendi, wanateseka, kuji daraja ingine tuwekewe, ilikuwa ni kidogo sana. Maji napita, hatupati watoto wapati wapenda kwenda shule ya Loikas.
The residents have also incurred losses due to drowning of their livestock. They have urged the government to come up with a long-lasting solution to enable them to get through this rainy season.
Hapa Loikas, sasa sisi tunataabika sana kwa banda madaraja sana. Tunaomba tafadhali bwana county utusaidie tu, yani kwa ajili watoto wote wako nini ngambo ile alaga, na sisi tuko ngambo hii na hakuna mahali watu wanafuga nayo hata kidogo, hata magari yote iko ngambo hii.
Werimo Sike, Lookuptv.
Away from that, across the borders, more than 1,000 people have died and more than 1,200 injured in Morocco after a fatal earthquake near the city of Marrakech. Now, the Friday night tremor of 6.8 magnitude left a wave of destruction, with rescue efforts still ongoing. Kevin Japara now reports.
A dark cloud has engulfed Morocco after a fatal Friday night earthquake near Marrakech that left over 800 people dead and at least 672 injured. Of the injured, 205 are said to be seriously hurt, Morocco's Interior Ministry said. According to reports, the tremor, which is the strongest yet over a century, had an initial 6.8 magnitude when it hit at 11 p.m. local time, with shaking that lasted several seconds. A 4.9 magnitude aftershock was reported just 19 minutes after the earthquake. The injured were rushed to hospitals in ambulances, while Moroccan residents were forced to sleep in streets with fear of aftershock as tourists flee away from the destruction. Rescue teams are still combing through the collapsed building for those trapped in the rubble, with fear that the death toll could significantly rise. Kevin Yapara, Lookuptv.
Now, April 2nd, 2015 saw one of the most brutal terrorist attacks in the country, where Al-Shabaab militia stormed Garissa University, killing 148 people, most of them students. Now, 8 years on, we bring you a tale of one of the survivors, James Odongo, who still lives with a bullet lodged in his right leg. Amina Abdi Rahman now reports.
8 years ago, gunmen attacked Garissa University, killing at least 148 people, most of them students. It was one of the most horrific attacks on Kenyan soil after the 1998 bomb blast attack on the US Embassy and Westgate terror attack. Somalia-based militant group Al-Shabaab, in collaboration with Al-Qaeda, claimed responsibility, saying it was retaliating against Kenya's military incursion in Somalia.
Today, villages and towns throughout Kenya are in mourning. As a nation, we are betrayed by those who attempt to turn our diversity, our openness, and our freedom against us. As we mourn together and pray together for the fallen and for those our precious Republic of Kenya has lost, I declare 3 days of national mourning, during which our flag shall fly at half-mast.
However, 8 years on, it is clear that the attack victims are still living in abject misery. 48-year-old James Odongo, who was a first-year student at the university at the time, still lives a life full of pain as a bullet still remains lodged in the bone marrow of his right leg.
I can remember most of us had waked up and some of us were going to classes, and some of us were going for morning prayers. Some of us were going to take even bath and all sorts of such things. Most of us had woken up by that time.
Odongo, who now uses crutches, is appealing to the government and well-wishers to enable him raise a sum of 500,000 Kenyan shillings to undergo surgery scheduled for 11th this month.
The attack really affected my life because since the incident, I've been under medication for every now and then, and I cannot do my duty. I'm now just requesting any well-wisher who can give any support so that I may also go for medication, so that after that I can continue with my usual duties.
Till date, the government is yet to compensate them, despite frequent promises.
There's no any compensation I've received from the government. There's no any compensation, even though we were given some forms to fill.
Amin Abdurrahman, Lookuptv.
A cyclist on a mission to raise awareness on mental health hit the road from Nakuru to Malindi for 2 weeks straight, with stop-bys along the way, educating masses on the importance of mental health.
Robert Ndegwa gets a heroic welcome. His friends celebrating his arrival in Malindi town after his continuous journey of 720 kilometers from Nakuru to Kilifi County.
Naitwa Robert na nimetoka Nakuru. Nafurahia, mimi ni mwendeshaji baiskeli. Nimetoka Nakuru tarehe 20 na nimekuwa nikiwa na kama wiki mbili. Mpangilio ulikuwa wiki mbili ili kuweza kumaliza safari. Naona mpango umeingia. Leo ni wiki ya pili. Kabisa leo ni siku ya 14 kwa nafika hapa Malindi.
The long journey purposely planned to raise awareness for mental health problems in the county, a concerning illness that is driving many people to suicide.
Na haswa mambo ambayo alifanya nianze safari hii ni mambo ya mental health. Kiswahili si lugha changu, lakini ni mental health ambayo ilifanya nianze hii safari, na msukumo umetokana na matukio ambayo tunayaona kila siku. Na tunaona mambo yanavyojitokeza huku nchini. Unapata watu kujiua, unapata familia kuachana, bibi na bwana wamewachana, watoto ndio wameingilia mihadarati. Kwa hivyo hicho ndio kilinisukuma haswa kuanza kampeni hii ambayo inatokana na ya mental health ambayo imenifikisha hapa Malindi.
His inspirational cause moved the managing director of Bontwana Waterfront Park, who then decided to start the mental awareness health campaign in Malindi town.
Kwa hivyo safari yangu imekuwa ni nzuri. Nimekuja nikizungumza na watu tangia nilipoanza, na watu wamenisikiza haswa sana, na wamekuwa wakisema ya kwamba wanahitaji zaidi na wanataka pia hii conversation iendelezwe na isiwe conversation ambayo itawachiwa katikati ama tukianza tunaiwacha.
Although Ndegwa's initial plan was to complete 800 kilometers, he managed to cover 720 due to challenges that he experienced in Tsavo. His mission to heal the world 1 kilometer at a time. Faith Bonareri, Lookuptv.
We are due fast break here on the program. We'll be back in a moment.
Realize your home ownership dream by investing in Brookvale Tuala, a magnificent prime residential property located in Ongata, Rongai. Brookvale Tuala by Safaricom Investment Cooperative overlooks the majestic Ngong Hills and lies only 24 kilometers from Nairobi CBD. The project boasts of well-serviced plots with a perimeter wall, graded roads and a borehole. 50 by 100 plots are going for 1.4 million shillings with a flexible payment plan of up to 6 months. To book your plot, call 0729 121212 today. Safaricom Investment Cooperative, the investment partner of choice.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Thank you for staying with us here on Lookuptv. Moving on, the American government has been blamed for the delay of compensation for the Kenyan victims who died in the terrorist bomb blast attack at the American embassy in Nairobi in 1998. Now speaking at the Machakos County Social Hall, where she met over 40 victims from the county, Senator Agnes Kavindu said America should not wait until victims die to release the compensation.
As the push for compensation for the 1998 bomb blast victim is yet to yield fruits, Machakos County Senator Agnes Kavindu, chair of the ad hoc committee to propel the process, met Machakos victims.
To be compensated, 1, for loss of lives, 2, for injuries that were caused, 3, for loss of opportunities. I can tell you that from the testimonies we have had since this committee started its work, we have seen children who dropped out of school because their parents died, and so that was their source of livelihood. And all we are telling the American government is that they must see that justice is given to Kenyans, and justice to the victims of the bomb blast is justice to the nation of Kenya.
The survivors shed tears as they recounted the tales of the dark days 25 years ago that has left them with trauma, scars and disabilities.
I have a neighbor at home who was a messenger at the American embassy. That guy today is living like a tycoon because he was compensated. I used to carry his wife with my car when they are going to visit them. They could not afford a matatu, but to take the wife is driving a four-wheel drive vehicle because of the compensation from the American embassy. While I'm still here, my son who was 3 years by that time is still wondering what to do. My wife collapsed because somebody came and told her cooperative house is down.
The survivors have blamed the U.S. government for their delayed compensation, saying that some of their family and friends have died waiting for the compensation. Senator Kavindu reiterated that it was America's war and not vice versa.
battle was not Kenyan battle. Al-Qaeda was not fighting Kenya. Al-Qaeda was fighting America, and we took their bullets.
As another day ends, it's the hope of the survivors that their tales of suffering and pain will accelerate their compensation. Aludagail, Lookuptv.
Right, now let's get sporty tonight. Sean Cardavillis, a renowned sports commentator, passed on today at his residence along Raptor Road in Westlands, Nairobi. Now, according to police reports, Sean's body was found by a cleaner in his apartment. He was, until his untimely death, a journalist at Capital FM with a wealth of experience in the media industry, having previously worked at the Nation Media Group. Now, the 33rd edition of George Mwangi Kabeberi Sevens kicked off today at RFUEA grounds along Ngong Road, Nairobi. Now, the last edition of the National Rugby Sevens circuit saw the Giants making into the quarter-finals, where the Kabeberi Sevens defending champions KCB will be playing Mwamba RFC. Now, the log leaders, Kabras Sugar, will lock horns with Menengai Oilers, while the TSAP Sevens champions, Nondescripts, will be tackling Strathmore Leos. Now, this year's National Rugby Circuit will come to an end tomorrow, as KCB and Kabras Sugar will be fighting for the glory. Now, Joyce Maundu says watching from Nairobi. Dennis Juma says Nairobi South, be tuned in. Thank you so much for making time for Lookup Weekend. This and every Saturday here on Lookup TV. We don't take that for granted. And we do appreciate your feedback every now and then when we are doing the bulletin at 9 p.m. All right? Now, on behalf of everyone that made it a success tonight, I do want to thank you so much for watching. Let's do this again tomorrow on Lookup Weekend. My name is Brian Amwai. Good night.